12 News presents Vote Texas 2024, sponsored by Nature's Federal Credit Union.
Here on 12 News at 10, a nail-biting race comes to a close. Speaker of the House Dade Phelan has managed to keep his seat as the state House rep for District 21. The House Speaker scraped by, winning by 366 votes. It's an incredibly tight race tonight, the latest numbers coming in just within the hour. Now, this race had the entire state on the edge of their seats. More than 25,000 Southeast Texans came out to cast their ballots tonight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brenda Matudi.
I'm Jordan Williams. Thanks for choosing 12 News. Phelan and Covey both fought hard for Southeast Texas voters. You know, tonight's win earns Phelan a 5th term in the Texas House. We have our 12 News crews spread out across the 409. Our Ebony Coleman will check in moments from Orange. She's with the Covey campaign. And as you see, we have Kyle Orr in Beaumont. He's following Speaker Dade Phelan's campaign.
That's right. Kyle is live at JW's patio tonight. And Kyle, how's the energy at Phelan's watch party?
Well, it went from a little bit of nervous tension to all-out excitement when we finally reached the end of the road. District 21 Representative Dade Phelan and Texas House Speaker has won the election. Now, I'm standing here with House Speaker Dade Phelan right now. So just tell me, man, how do you feel right now? Everybody is excited. Just tell me your thoughts.
No one is more excited than I am, and my wife and my children. They've been put through so much negative press and media and mail. We all know about the mail. We all know about the TV that's been dropped against me and my record. And we're so glad to get the opportunity to clear my record and explain to the voters what I've done for the last decade and what I will do going forward. And the voters of Southeast Texas, they chose me. And it's a good day for Southeast Texas.
Absolutely. So you mentioned going forward. I'm sure there is still lots to do in your service as House Speaker. So now there was do you actually have any word on the status of a new VA hospital in Beaumont? It was officially announced on February 20th. So now that you claim you stay in as House Speaker, what does the future look like for Southeast Texas veterans?
Excellent question. So I went to the Washington D.C. On my own dime, and I'm not a federal officer, but I've been advocating for a new VA facility for maybe 6 years now. And so there's an RFP out in Southeast Texas. They have 3 locations they are considering in Southeast Texas. And the earnest money is gone hard. I know many of the folks who have contracts on that land, and so it's sooner rather than later. There's going to be a brand new VA facility from 25,000 square feet. If you read the RFP, up to 50,000 square feet, so it's going to be double in size, over 300 parking spaces, up from 100 parking spaces. So we're about to have a state-of-the-art facility right here in Southeast Texas, and I've been working on it since 2017, 18, so I'm excited about it.
Outstanding. And then just final question, so what's the celebration look like? Are you getting out of here, or are you going to stay out here for a while?
It's a big celebration. I appreciate all the enthusiasm. This campaign's been going on for like a year and a half now, and it's maybe the most expensive race in Texas legislative history. I mean, put that in perspective. And what they're spending here in Southeast Texas to unelect me, they did not succeed. I will be the representative for HC 21. I will be Speaker of the Texas House in 2025, and so it should be a great celebration.
Sounds good.
We're very excited. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you,
I
sir.
appreciate your time. Congratulations. Back live at JW's patio. Kyle Orr, 12 News.
All right, Kyle, thanks so much. Let's turn to Ebony Coleman. She's live from the Palms in Orange, and that's where David Covey's campaign is right now.
Ebony, I know he addressed supporters earlier. What's that message he's sharing?
Yeah, of course, David Covey is taking that defeat tonight. He addressed all the voters here, saying that he is taking his defeat and hanging his head high and thanking his wife, and of course all his supporters, his endorsers, Trump, and of course all the voters. As you can see, the room has quickly left the room, the Palms here very quickly. I even media tried all night for about 4 hours. We waited for Covey to come out and give us some type of sound. I even tried to get some sound with him just now, and he scraped to the back of the Palms here into a room. We're going to try to get updates on this. Of course, this defeat but you know, it is him taking and almost unseating Dade Phelan here at the Palms. But again, he did not win, and we did not get a chance to speak with Covey. He ignored all of our tries and tries to talk to him tonight. But we are here live in Orange. Ebony Coleman, 12 News.
All right, Ebony, I'm going to take it overnight at the big board here in the studios. Hopefully we've got this because we want to share some of the numbers. We're going to break things down for you county by county here tonight. One of the things we want to talk about was the turnout. Today's grand total, this is early voting plus today, 25,260. I'm going to flip back to March really fast. Back in the March primary, more than 33,000 votes were cast. So a huge difference. A lot of our political experts thought we may have twice the turnout. That did not happen today. A lot of insiders saying the bad weather up in Jasper County could have been a factor. So let's go county by county. We'll start in Jefferson County, Phelan's home territory. He carried Jefferson County with 66% of the vote and built a more than 3,000 vote lead over Covey. You go over to Orange County. This is Covey's home territory, if you will, his home turf. Just the opposite. But you see his lead over Phelan was not as big, not as large, only 836 votes. And then you go up into Jasper County. Covey carried this in a huge way with 71, close to 72% of the vote, building again on his lead over Phelan. But once you factor in the Jefferson County data and we go back to the totals, it just was not enough. Again, that margin of victory tonight, 366 votes. And as we showed you county by county, that's what we saw as we watched some of the different numbers come in. Jefferson County and Orange County, really the difference makers, Brenda, as we watched these numbers come in. And the other thing was the turnout, again, a lot lower than a lot of the political analysts had expected.
Yeah, if you do it by the numbers, Jasper County is the only county that Covey did win. Thanks, Jordan. 12 News spent the day at the polls. We were out in Buna and spoke with voters on both sides about why they cast their ballots for each candidate. And many Phelan supporters told us they really liked his experience.
This is a really tightly contested race, and I support Dade Phelan. Well, I think he's doing an excellent job, okay? And that's why we need it. I mean, I have gotten the largest tax reduction I have ever gotten thanks to Dade Phelan.
While supporters of Covey said they were ready for a fresh start.
He's going to have to start with our border first, is my main concern. And I think he's going to be, for the elderly's benefits, he's going to get us some better benefits. And I just think we need some new blood in our district.
Yeah, those two voters were out in Buna again in Jasper County, the only county where Covey won. Phelan's voters managed to help him pull out a win this evening. 12 News also spoke with a political analyst in Austin, and we wanted his take on the statewide implications of this runoff.
You know, for the Southeast Texas region, have a lot of repercussions in that Dade Phelan, it connects them with a lot of things in the budget and appropriations process.
Bob Garrett told us earlier this month Covey came into this race looking to shake things up in Austin.
He's going to promote these issues at the conservative base, like school vouchers and other issues they feel have been stymied.
So tonight, Phelan did secure his spot in the House chamber. However, Bob Garrett believes his role as House Speaker could still be at stake. And that is an update that 12 News will continue to follow throughout the year. You can look at all the final election results from this evening and info on both candidates by texting the word vote to 409-838-1212. We'll send all of that reporting straight to your phone.
We mentioned it earlier today. Severe weather put a damper on turnout. Here's some video in Beaumont showing the strong winds ahead of the rain that moved in. This was just around the corner from our studios along Hollywood and I-10. Those trash cans just blowing through the street there.
Yeah, our producer Corbin took that, said the winds were pretty strong. Here's video from Nederland. You can see the wind snapped this tree near the root. That's along Canal Street. And it threw around items like this trampoline on the right side of your screen. We've heard reports of other downed trees taking power lines down with them today. Yeah, power problems all across the triangle. We're going to give you some updates from Entergy tonight. We've been checking the power grid. We can tell you at this hour, more than 13,000 homes and businesses still do not have power. Again, the latest number from Entergy. You see some of those clusters of red, especially around the city of Beaumont.
Those are places, neighborhoods that are still in the dark tonight. That's why we're actually broadcasting right now on Facebook Live and YouTube. We want to make sure as many of you as possible can see our coverage.
That's right. Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn standing by with us tonight. And Patrick, we're in for more storms tomorrow.
Unfortunately, it looks like mainly the triangle coming up late tomorrow afternoon after a stormy afternoon here today, where we saw some isolated reports of wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles an hour. Things are much calmer and temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s to lower 70s. A lot of high cloudiness over the area, and we're running several degrees cooler than 24 hours ago because of all the rain cooling effect. Here's the latest modeling, and it shows a quiet start to the day. Start to see some scattered showers by mid-afternoon, and then pretty high coverages here in the triangle coming up tomorrow afternoon. Not so much in the lakes area. So we'll go with a 60 to 70% coverage of late afternoon and early evening storms here in the triangle after a high around 89 or 90 degrees. And for the lakes area, about a 30 to 40% coverage. Well, keep that umbrella handy. We've got a wet weather pattern right on through the weekend. Details on that shortly on 12 News.
All right, Patrick, thanks. Straight ahead here tonight, severe weather also doing damage across the rest of Texas. How many people were in the dark in both Houston and North Texas today?
Also, insane video out of Dallas. Watch the moments high winds move this plane at the DFW International Airport. I'll be right back.
Twelve News, your election headquarters. We're back at the big board. If you weren't with us at the top of the newscast, a big victory tonight, but a slim margin for House Speaker Dade Phelan, reelected to a fifth term by only 366 votes. We're at the big board watching county by county data. I'll draw your attention to the total votes cast. Back in March, the race that sent this to the runoff, that number was over 33,000, roughly 8,400 fewer votes cast today. A lot of people blaming the weather. Jasper will start, one of the places that we'll talk about in a second. Jefferson County, Speaker Phelan carried that with 66% of the vote. Over in Orange County, Covey was on top. He built a roughly 800 vote lead there. But in Jasper County, a big place for David Covey. He built a lead there by roughly 1,900 votes. But when you look at the big picture tonight and we go to the grand total again, a vote margin of 366 votes. We've got all these numbers updated for you right now on 12newsnow.com.
All right, tonight we're getting a check of the other big headlines of the day. A man is going to spend the next 7 years behind bars for evading arrest and unlawful possession of a firearm. Charles Batiste pled guilty to leading Jefferson County Sheriff's deputies on a high-speed chase along I-10 back in September of 2021. According to court documents, Batiste reached speeds of 130 miles per hour until he was forced to stop due to traffic. When he was eventually arrested, deputies found firearms in his vehicle, and he was already a convicted felon. So Judge West cited that criminal history when she handed him down that 7-year prison sentence. All right, for anyone looking for a new job, Bechtel will continue their ongoing job fair tomorrow. It's happening at 3719 North Twin City Highway in Port Arthur for the next 3 days. They're offering hundreds of open positions in various areas along the Gulf Coast. The fair runs from 8 in the morning to 4 p.m. through Friday.
That's hail hitting Houston earlier today. This was a storm that brought in high winds as well, knocking out power for the Houston metro. But before that, the storm passed through North Texas.
Yeah, right now nearly 500,000 people in the Dallas area are without power, and about 120,000 are in the dark in Houston. The Dallas County judge has issued a disaster declaration. Encore, which is the electric provider there, says those outages could last for multiple days. Now we want to show you this new video from the DFW International Airport. It shows the wind pushing this airplane from the jet bridge. Fortunately, no one was injured. Nearly 500 flights had to be either canceled or delayed this evening. In Richardson, the storm system toppled trees and power lines.
Yeah, strong enough to do some serious structural damage, forcing people from their homes and businesses. Janelle Forte spoke with people living at an apartment complex there that got hit hard.
There's no denying the unpredictable nature of North Texas weather. The families occupying the 88 units at the High Oaks Apartments in Richardson experienced it firsthand this morning.
Well, yeah, I was really scared.
When they were startled awake just before 6 by big gusts of wind and tornado sirens blaring. Juan Rodriguez from Unit 16 on the second floor took these videos as it happened. Then, moments later,
Kind of like shaking, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like boom, everything just fell down. Like the ceiling just came down,
leaving this gaping hole in his living room and a gash on his right eye.
I don't know if it was like part of the wood or like my mom, she has a clock in here. I don't know if it was like some of the glass.
On the first floor,
it was a loud bang.
Emmy Espinoza was just focused on keeping her family safe.
We just heard ruckus everywhere around us, so, we rushed in the bathroom.
These folks are lucky. There were no serious injuries, no deaths, just damage.
So like all the furniture that we had, like I think those are gone. And also the bedroom and the kitchen and the restroom, they're okay, but it's all floated, like it's full of water right now.
A mix of insurance adjusters, contractors in the city spent Tuesday surveying the damage. Crumbled brick, broken stairs, ripped away shingles, all concluding it's no longer safe to live here.
They just been telling us that they're probably going to send us to hotels.
That's Janelle Forte reporting.
Yeah, Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn standing by tonight. And Patrick, you said storms are heading our way tomorrow, at least here in the Triangle.
I think so. We'll have development basically over the Triangle tomorrow afternoon, but this is the view from that powerful line that moved through the area early this afternoon, kicking up quite a bit of dust. As you can see over the port of Beaumont, we had some very isolated reports of some 60 to 70 mile per hour wind gusts in a couple locations across southeast Texas, causing tree damage and also power outages, obviously. Looking at some high clouds out there right now, downtown Beaumont at Packer-LaPrade, 70 degrees with a light northeasterly wind, picking up 1.84 inches of rainfall on the roofing 911 Skycam network. So more afternoon storms, particularly in the Triangle, and we'll continue with scattered to numerous showers and storms right on through the end of the week and into the weekend. Lower chances, though, are on the horizon early next week. Current temperatures mid to upper 60s to lower 70s. You're seeing a lot of high cloudiness, the result of distant thunderstorms off towards central Texas. Checking in with our weather watchers over into Hampshire. This is courtesy of the Beaumont Emergency Hospital. Over in Hampshire, Tim Trahan's at 73. At Cooks Lake, Regina reporting 76. Nederland Candy's at 73. And Port Arthur, MJ reporting 75. Up in the Lakes area at Jasper, Ann's at 67. In Woodville, Travis at 68. And Warren, Jim at 67. And in Fred, Ricky reporting 68 degrees. We're continuing to watch temperatures into the 70s. Even the 60s up into the Texas Panhandle. Still pretty hot, or at least warm, down in South Texas, as you can see. Thunderstorms in through central Texas. Those are moving off to the east. That's why we're seeing those high clouds. These are expected to basically die before reaching our area. We'll see redevelopment along Interstate 10, if modeling is correct, coming up tomorrow afternoon. After a relatively cool night because of the rain cooling effect and mostly cloudy skies, we think we'll see temperatures into the upper 80s. Maybe 90 degrees if we get enough sun. Otherwise, see a scattering up in the lakes area, and then look at the showers and storms developing right along Interstate 10 here in the Triangle. So pretty good coverage in the Triangle, lesser amounts up in the lakes area tomorrow afternoon and evening. On the Gulf of Mexico, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 to 3 feet. In your coastal marine forecast, we'll see a southeast wind to 10 to 15 knots. Look at that water temperature, 84 degrees. You only get one high tide tomorrow at Sabine Pass at 10:13 a.m. So tonight, mid to upper 60s and lower 70s for the most part. Variable clouds, a lot of high and mid-level cloudiness throughout the evening and overnight. Then tomorrow, maybe around 90. We'll go with a 40% coverage in the lakes, 50% coverage inland southeast Texas. That's southern Jasper, southern Newton, and Hardin counties. And then for the Triangle, which is Jefferson and Orange County, we'll go about 90 with a 70% coverage. Taking a look at the 10-day forecast. So rain chances pretty hefty here in the Triangle on Wednesday, maybe a break on Thursday. Now Thursday night into Friday, another round of storms. We may have to increase those rain chances. Again, Saturday looking rather stormy. And then we finally start getting a break by the middle and early part of next week. High pressure may begin to nose back into the area. So that means a hotter, drier forecast.
The Mavericks and the Timberwolves in a battle in Game 4 in Dallas. And J.D. Batten has some topwater bait tips for you to catch fish that are this big coming up in 409 Sports.
See breaking news or have a great pic to share? Send it to 12 News. Just go to your camera roll, click share, and look for the 12 News logo. 409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
Good evening, sports fans. The Dallas Mavericks are trying to get back to the NBA Finals, and J.D. Batten has some tips on fishing with topwater bait. But we start with the Houston Astros. The Stros started their series with the Seattle Mariners yesterday, and things did not go as planned. Houston gave up 3 runs in the first inning and spent the rest of the game playing catch-up. But first pitch for tonight's game was at 8:40. It's currently 2-1 Stros in the 7th inning. And some 1A playoff baseball to talk about. The Chester Yellow Jackets defeated the Natchez Tigers 7-3 earlier today to advance to the regional championship. The Yellow Jackets will take on the Ira Bulldogs in the championship game. Congratulations to those young men. And the Dallas Mavericks are 1 win away from getting back to the NBA Finals for the first time since they won their only championship in 2011. The Mavs are up 3-1 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. This game was back and forth the whole way. Minnesota star players Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, and Rudy Gobert all picked up 3 fouls before halftime, but it did not matter. The T-Wolves get the win 105-100. Game 5 will be Thursday in Minnesota. And our outdoors reporter J.D. Batten has some bass fishing tips with a topwater bait if you're trying to maximize your fishing trip.
It's the day after Memorial Day. It's Tuesday morning. There was thousands and thousands and thousands of people up here enjoying themselves, running around their boats, fishing, playing in the water, everything. This morning I've only seen 2 boats. It's a calm, gooey kind of day. It's a great day to throw a topwater. The topwater I'm throwing this morning is a yellow frog. You can see they have just annihilated that frog. Had to get another frog. I've caught about 12 fish. You take this yellow frog and you can throw it anywhere from 1 foot to 7 foot. Out into the flooded timber. Find all these flooded trees and stuff. Throw these rubber frogs around these trees and those bass come out of that timber and smash this thing. If you're gonna catch a fish and a bass hit your yellow frog, you let it sit for 2 seconds before you set the hook. It takes him that long to maneuver that bait around and get it in his mouth. It's a great day for fishing right now. There's some storms that were coming out of Dallas, so we're gonna fish about another hour or 2 and then we're gonna go in. But right now, right before a storm, it's great fishing when you're throwing a yellow frog on Rayburn, just like I'm doing. Caught 12 or 13 fish. I was gonna show you a fish, but as soon as I opened my live well, this 2-pound fish got a running start and completely cleared the edge of the boat and landed in the lake. I've had that happen before, but it just happened. But anyway, throwing a rubber frog on Rayburn, that's when you do it right now in 7 foot of water in flooded timber. This is J.D. Batten for 12 News Outdoors.
You know, I might have paid money to see that fish jump up, out, and into the water out of the boat.
He made his Finding Nemo escape, just like straight up jumped out of the tank.
As soon as they open the case, we're out of here. Let's go. Who's with me?
JD, not that fish. It's just like, bye, JD. We're going to take a final look at your forecast when we come back.